So anyway, welcome into Summoner's Rift, ladies and gentlemen. This is game number 1 between That Tasted Purple and Hungover Gragas. Spawning, hopefully, in a second. This negative countdown always freaks me out just a little bit. There we go. Spawning down on the bottom side of the rift, wearing the blue health bars. This game is going to be That Tasted Purple. In the top lane is going to be Commander 1234 playing Malphite. In the jungle, FM playing Warwick. In mid lane, Duckster playing Rise. And in the bot lane, Tacit Noctua and Shy Guy will be on the Nami Kog'Maw duo.
And wearing the red health bars as their party hats for this game, we've got Neo up in the top lane as Gnar. We've got Del Taco in the jungle as Skarner. We've got ourselves Sperm Sauce on the Vigar mid, and we've got Ezreal God and Glitter Bay with the Varus Morgana combo. Excuse me.
I'll go ahead and flip everyone around here on the scoreboard so we can keep track just a little bit easier. I don't know why you can't click and drag the portraits as well. Those will just be... Or do they move? They move now.
They do?
That's amazing. Yeah, they're in the correct order now. Shy Guy lands a bubble, and we'll go ahead and gather that extra gold from the spellbook, the Spellblade passive. It's just called Tribute now. Regardless, early gold lead for That Tasted Purple.
Mine's not moving. It doesn't matter because you're streaming, not me.
I don't know why mine moved. I've never seen it do that before. But all the faces look like they're correct. I lost chat. Let me see if I can get chat back up. Commentators chill. Yeah, unfortunately we're less hyped than normal because I've been sick, so we're going for the low-key cast today. But both bot side starts for the junglers, meaning we're going to have horizontal jungling this game, meaning we may have an inevitable level 3 confrontation in top lane, but more than likely we're just going to have full clears from Skarner and Warwick. Neither one of those junglers particularly good early on. Give me a breakdown of some of these lanes.
Well, Bubble just landed the bottom lane. I was noticing that the Vigar actually chose to go with a Sapphire Crystal start. So, like, for Rise, it's expected because you're going to rush the tier, but I'm curious to see if the Vigar is going to choose to go for a tier as well. As far as lanes go, I mean, we're observing a Gnar into melee champion matchup where he just kind of boops him for a while and it's just irritating.
Yeah,
it'll just go down to Commander to try and reduce as much damage as you can take while gathering as much farm.
Yeah, already hitting level 2 really early and being able to shove him off of the minion wave. Maybe a little bit of a misplay there from Commander early on, but... Excuse me, nothing permanent. Trade in the bot lane there as the bubble lands from Shy Guy. He's 100% accuracy so far in the bubbles.
Commander's also out of mana. Well, I mean, he leveled up, but he's basically out of mana.
FM's here in the top lane, trying to see if he can catch Neo while he's overextended. Grabs the chomp through, flash through from Commander, gonna land the rock. One more auto takes him low, but Neo's not going to quite fall as he's able to flash away. I like the chomp on the follow through. It set that up much better than it needed to, but burning 2 flashes for 1, not getting much out of it, feels a little bit bad unless we see a return gank early on. Maybe not the top laner yourself, but do you feel like Gnar is still a high priority pick currently?
And as you said earlier, we haven't seen any pros play it. Did he get nerfed in 8.4?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Was it just his hop? Or no, it was his early Q cooldown.
He got extra hop damage in exchange for no longer getting extra cooldown on his boomerang when he catches it. So at max rank, he's still going to have like a 6 to 7 second cooldown on his boomerang. In exchange, when he hops on people, it hurts slightly more. In mini Gnar form, but not in Mega Gnar, which makes sense. And Frozen Mallet nerfs, as Get Wrecked points out in the chat.
Yes, praise the Frozen Mallet Gnar nerfs. Otherwise, you just were like, well, I have to buy Swifties, but I want Tab-Eye.
So I'll ask it again. Do you think he's going to continue to be a top priority, or is that enough to dislodge him a little bit?
It'll probably be more of like the Camille Vlad. Did Gangplank get nerfed again? Yeah, he did. He got his barrel changes. He got the barrel changes, so I don't know. Maybe the lane opens up a little bit more, or it'll just be a super Camille priority. I don't know.
See, I'm almost seeing it falling in priority. Maybe I'm a pessimistic top laner currently, but I'm pretty sure we're going to see Scion versus Cho'Gath almost every single game, or Scion versus Volibear.
That's fair. At the same time, take everything I say about top lane with a grain of salt. I do not know what I'm doing unless I'm on Aatrox, and I'm not on Aatrox right now, so I don't know what I'm doing.
Anyway, not a whole lot of aggression early on. Normally we see an earlier first blood, especially from these two teams. They both like to fight quite a bit. Maybe this is the extra subs for Hungover Gragas showing a little bit, not wanting to go for the hype plays early on. But already first backs for the junglers. You're going to grab the Predator boots for Del Taco to unlock those ganks, and the Naked Tiamat for Ephraim.
Rise also snuck in the back there. Bought himself an early Negatron cloak. Will be going for that Abyssal Mask.
Glitterbait lands a nice Dark Binding onto Shy Guy, but both of the 80 carries were a little bit more interested in the farm than they were in each other, so no huge trade of damage there.
Support lives don't matter.
Does, I guess, being slightly unfamiliar with mid lane, does the Abyssal Mask delay Rise's damage at all, or is that the normal build at this point?
That's pretty much the normal build at this point.
Ephraim's here, gets the flash out of Ezreal God, gets the fear onto him as well. They're still chasing down. Now they focus on the Glitter Bay. Gonna chunk her out, but actually Dexter flies in here with the Rise ultimate and gets caught underneath the tower, and that'll be first blood going over to Glitter Bay.
Tacit also used Cleanse on accident. I believe he thought he had heal and was trying to save Dexter.
Sperm Sauce is here now. He's going to flash in, land the baby cage. Doesn't have a whole lot to follow up. I guess he does have his ultimate. He's going to pick up one. Ephraim's still low. He still has the ultimate available. Is this the Primordial Burst outplay of Legend? There it is. Double kill for Sperm Sauce. Meanwhile, in top lane.
The worst part. Oak.
So now 4 men alive for Hungover Gragas as they start on the Ocean Dragon. That'll be a nice little grab for them early on. I don't know that they're having the most trouble in lane, but that really helps solidify their presence there.
Absolutely. Early Ocean Drake is like a Vigar, for example, that's more regen, so you can stack more without, you can be a little bit more free with your Q. And it, more importantly, it's like a takeaway from the more resource-hungry players like Commander just got creep blocked slightly.
Ooh, Commander getting creep blocked. Neo comes in, uses the Meganar to slam him into the wall and secure the solo kill in top lane. And already a 4-0 lead now for Hungover Gragas and a 2,500 gold lead early on.
Varus is by the BF Sword and Brawler's Gloves. So it looks like we're going to see a crit build coming out of the Varus. Rather than the more common Rage Blade, or as I mentioned earlier, we'll see, like I was expecting like a Wit's End second or third item for him.
So compared to the Rage Blade we see a lot just because it helps scale Varus. Varus plays almost like a mid to late game scaling character then, with that huge power spike early on. Does the crit build help him scale harder than the Kog'Maw, or is it similar?
I almost feel like just between with Varus' current state as a champion in terms of balance, I feel like the Rage Blade plus his W passive and the percent health damage between the Rage Blade and normally a Blade of the Ruined King or whatever.
Dexter's caught in the baby cage, going to take a little bit of damage, able to trade back with the shield though. That's kind of the normal trade I think we'll be seeing here in the mid lane.
I'm honest, maybe I'm just biased because I don't like the crit build like much at all, but
Neo's coming in and lands the crunch, but not going to be able to follow that up. Doesn't have the Meganar ultimate available, so just going to peel off for now. So as you were saying, the crit build you think doesn't scale as well then into late game, or
I mean it still scales well, but I believe between stop blaming abilities when I'm talking. I just between the percent health damage and just how strong Rage Blade is, you're just like an absolute machine gun that melts stuff, and it just feels good.
I haven't even checked. Is he just maxing Q then? Yeah, okay. So at least is consistent across what he's doing. Duckster's going to get caught in the baby cage again. Both junglers are here as the Predator comes in. Ultimate used by Del Taco just to pull F him very slightly. He gets chunked out, and the Primordial Burst will pick up another kill for Sperm Sauce. Duckster not able to really trade a whole lot back yet. Who uses the cleanse to break out of the cage. Not going to get the follow-up on it. So another kill picked up in the mid lane for Vigar.
Yeah, Ephraim tried to fight the Skarner, but Skarner was a level up on him. I mean, it still is, but...
Yeah, didn't pull the trigger on the Infinite Duress either, so... really not going to get anything back if you don't try, necessarily. Maybe could have bought himself a little bit of time if they'd been able to focus then onto the Vigar. Not necessarily a misplay, just noticing that he still has that cooldown up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he did spend a lot of time just sitting in that bush waiting. And I honestly thought he was going to pull the trigger as soon as Sauce used the baby cage. And then he just kind of sat there, and then a couple seconds later, Taco came in with Predator.
Okay, so we have a little bit of a pause then for, looks like Ezreal God having a little bit of lag in his game freezing. Hopefully
actually, that's Noctua.
Is it? Blue?
Yeah, it was Warwick that said.
Okay. Sorry, as you can see, my chat's hidden just very slightly behind my bar there. I could drag it up, but then it changes in the game.
Mine is actually also...
Mine's
also behind the bar. I just saw like the CK.
Yeah, it's weird because in game it sits up here, and then like in spectator it drops just a little bit farther down the screen.
Which one needs to move away? Is it Maris or is it me?
Move the mic away from your mouth. I don't have that ability, unfortunately. I can turn my mic down very slightly. But unfortunately, the mic is built into the side of my headset. I guess I could set it back farther in my head a little bit. Anyway, so is there an advantage then to going for the crit build for Varus, or do you think it's just all bad?
I don't see a reason for it to be used over the Rageblade build. The Rageblade itself has an awkward build path.
Infinite Duress misses in mid lane. FM's still going to chase on. Sperm Sauce gets rooted up. And the kill credit will go over to Rise. We saw in the bot lane an exchange of support ultimates as well. And Varus, I guess, missed the Chain of Corruption as well. Both of us move the mic away from our mouths. Okay.
Absolutely. Okay. So, my mic was also pushed back slightly. I'll need to look at the cost of Rageblade. I think, is it 3,600? Or, I don't remember.
I thought it was 31, but I'm not... I haven't played AD Carry in many a year.
If it is 31, then it would also be the cheaper build, because it's 34 for either Essence Reaver or IE, correct?
That sounds right.
And then second item, Zeal item, which they're both going to be 2,600.
I guess what I'm trying to get at, if you're valuing the Q damage, is it still more efficient, or do you think...
Yeah, absolutely. If you choose the Q poke damage, then absolutely crit would be the better way to go. But at the same time, why would you not just go like lethality?
So Skarner comes in with the Impale. Duckster's going to get slowed up by the E and fall. Looks like kill credit's going to go over to Del Taco on that gank. Meanwhile, Neo's back trying to tower dive. Unstoppable Force is going to land on him. Flash away, trying to just get him to chase him around the turret. And takes him low, but no kill over to, well, either side, as they both walk away. And that Warwick Hunt music is going to scare him, although Warwick's not super close by. And there's an important event. The first tower of the game going down in mid lane for the Vigar.
Normally, you would expect like the Rise to have the hard shove, but he just, I guess between Ganks and Baby Cage hasn't been able to. Early purchase. It's actually happened a little bit ago. I didn't mention it, but Morgana's been sitting on Ninja Tabai, and this was the same team that I was kind of talking about, where you have a clear path where you can build magic resist. So, like, I mean, Tabai will do a good job stopping the on-hit damage, I guess, from Kog'Maw, but and some from the Warwick, but they mainly do magic damage. So
that's another Ocean Dragon spawning, and immediately Hungover Gragas is going to jump on that. Members of that Tasted Purple are here, but they're split. We see Rise and Warwick up to the top of the pit. Is he going to go in for a steal even? I don't think this is worthwhile to jump in. Will we see him do it anyway? He does. He goes in, he gets the dragon, and he steals a kill back. That was surprisingly worthwhile.
And Neo teleported in while Commander's still sitting up in top lane.
Well, now they can threaten the dive here. That's an important after effect. There's the teleport from Commander, going to try to shore this up. He doesn't have Unstoppable Force when he does come in, though. Immediately, Shy Guy's going to get found over the wall and get Primordial. Actually, that wasn't the Primordial Burst. That was just a lot of damage from basic abilities. Excuse me. Cage comes down, forces a flash away from Tacit Noctua. Still threatening the dive here. It's 4 versus 3. And Epham's actually just not going to pass to that side. He's not interested in trying to make that an even fight. So an extra kill on the back end of that. So I guess I'll frame this. Ocean Dragon in 1 kill versus 2 kills? Oh, assuming they don't get another one here. That's a nice Unstoppable Force landing on both of them. Neo's going to continue to take the fight. Gets chunked low, but now Del Taco's on the hunt with his Predator. Going to go ahead and impale and drag Commander back to his team. Traps him in the baby cage. The stun-up and the follow-up should secure a kill eventually. Yeah, Sauce picks it up with an auto-attack on the Vygar. Up to 6-1 now in the mid lane.
That's 136 stacks, or 136 AP just through the passive already at 15 minutes. So we already know he's hurting, but he's going to hurt even more. He is 14 stacks away from more CDR on his W, where he can spam it, getting it closer to like under 3 minute, or yeah, it's 3 second cooldown on his W.
3 minute cooldown on his W.
Yeah,
that's rough.
Yeah. I'm forgetting how to English.
So, do you think there's a point where the Rise outscales the Vygar in this game, or is it all Vygar favored at this point?
At this point, it's got to be the Vygar.
Infinite Duress going to land. I like the way that he's playing this so far. FM coming out ahead in the 1v1, but Neo's going to be able to get away with the Hyper Proc.
While that was happening, Vygar based and bought a full Void Staff.
Eesh. So now you don't feel very comfortable even with the extra magic resist on your Rise.
Not at all.
That's rough. Plus you have extra magic resist on your Nami now with the Chalice of Harmony at least.
This is actually something I was talking to Shy Guy about last week. He purchased Moby's on Nami last week as well, but has basically been stuck under his tower. It's just interesting decision. A lot of crowd control on the side of Hungover Gragas. Merc Treads, while more expensive, would be super beneficial in survivability. And he's not really utilizing the roaming passive outside of coming back to lane.
Yeah, they're in a hard spot now with the Varus completing his Infinity Edge versus the Kog'Maw without an item right now. They're doing, honestly, a really good job keeping up in farm. Only being behind by about 15 right now is pretty great. Impale's going to go ahead and cancel the Rise ultimate, drags him into the baby cage. Cleanse to run away from Duckster. We're going to look at bot lane for a second, I guess. There's the auto damage from Ezreal God, immediately negated by the ebb and flow, but
Shy Guy also used heal there.
that's rough.
Anyway, right where Noctua is sitting is that like awkward build path. He's got all 3 components, but
Sauce and Ephraim going to go ahead and have a little bit of a tangle here. Infinite Duress is going to land, and that'll be the shutdown going over to Ephraim.
Very big shutdown, and you got the... Well, if that kill could have been handed over to the Kog'Maw, that would have been better, but you got a shutdown, and it was a big shutdown.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Del Taco and Neo going to go ahead and take up the Rift Herald. Almost called it the Scuttler, and that's not quite correct. Commander overextended just a bit after seeing them both coming. I'll go ahead and flash away.
Rise the great minion pusher, not so great tower taker.
Yeah, he's had some alone time in mid and hasn't been able to super capitalize on it. He does have a almost 30 farm lead, which is at least something, I guess. FM and Del Taco now going to go ahead, a little bit of a 2v2. They don't know where Vagar is, so I don't think they're too interested in taking this. And Pale going to land on FM as he tries to lifesteal through it, but the damage from Neo is going to be too much, and now Sauce has joined the fray with the Vagar. Duckster trying to do everything he can just to get a little bit of distance. He's going to go and teleport himself onto the opposite side of the map, and now with 3 people chasing him. Oh, he's got the shrine. Meanwhile, we're watching bot lane for some reason. Oh, Predator popped, so they should know where he is now. And unfortunate for Duckster, not going to be able to get out of there as he gets Primordial Bursted down. 7th kill of the game for Sperm Sauce. 7th. Probably not the 7th giggle of the game for Vagar, but we're getting close to that at least.
It was interesting, like, how, at least to me, how that Taste of Purple chose to take that fight, because they kited back, and then once the Skarner drug them back into the river, they let Skarner sit in his spire and slap them. They kited back really to like 3 units of team, or 3 Teemo units, as League's proper term of measurement. He wouldn't have been in the spire anymore. That would have been a huge amount of attacks we'd lost.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been in the spire, and you have the opportunity then to open up with Infinite Duress onto somebody, which they weren't able to get done there. The Tidal Wave trying to interrupt the placement of the Rift Herald, but it's going to go down anyway. That should be a pretty easy tower. We'll see if they even try to respawn. Both top laners have teleport and ults available. If he gets up to Meganar, I wonder if we'll just see a 1v1 up here. Another... just pulling the trigger on that unstoppable force. Neo taking a lot of damage from that tower. Meanwhile, the Epic of the Rift Herald, he's going to go ahead and land on that second tower. Infinite Duress comes in, but the Black Shield able to keep him alive. Ephraim is just kind of left for dead by his team as he gets Primordial Bursted out.
That would be an excellent zoning cage from Sauce there on the Vagar. Nami ran into it, and the other 2 had to run all the way around it to respond.
It also opens up the Infernal Dragon then for Hungover Gragas.
It was a really, really interesting dive attempt by Neo, because both top laners are sitting on almost 2,000 gold.
I'm kind of curious what Neo's going to buy when he goes back. If he sticks with the Frost Mallet, or if he goes... there's the Korean solo queue build now is a Ruden's Hurricane.
I never did ask about that earlier. Does the Hurricane apply his like hyper stacks to everything, or
I believe
just the main target?
I believe so. Plus, it helps just spike his energy super quick, or his rage, so you can go mega just on a second's notice.
It's actually kind of nice. Looks like he's going to split build there. He's got Spectre's Cow and a Jarm's Fist, so he's building probably towards that Frozen Mallet as well as insert Magic Resist item. I don't know yet because all three items build out of Cal, or not. Out of Cal.
Sorry, my apologies there. Static Shiv finished up for Varus. Plus the full redemption now finished on Morgana. I think she's had that for a little bit, and I just haven't drawn any attention to it. Any particular thoughts on any of that?
I mean, he hit a 2-item spike. Even though I'm not exactly a fan of that over the Rage Blade build, it still is a 2-item spike for an 80 compared to a 1 and 1 1/3, really.
Yeah, Commander a little bit overextended here. He's going to get impaled and dragged back in. Ooh, he doesn't look particularly tanky there, sitting on there on just the Sunfire Cape.
Nope, no. Outside of the Merc Treads, he's got no magic resistance to the build, and that's a 2.5-item Vigar. I almost wouldn't be surprised to see Vigar back here with like another 100 gold or so. Pick up a second Needless, work towards a death cap.
But still, I don't want to call it the weirdest change for me, but seeing people with like 2 needlessly large rods in their inventory, it's like, is this guy trolling? No, I guess not.
As a mid laner, it's weird. I feel like I am trolling with 2 Needless in my inventory.
Duckster gonna flash in, looking for the 1v1 here with on Sperm Sauce. I guess it's not a 1v1 at all, as FM comes in, uses the Infinite Duress, gets the kill for his trouble. Up to 3 kills now in the Warwick. He has 75% of his team's killed now, as Duckster gets caught. Going to be able to get away for now as the Unstoppable Force comes in to tie him up. FM chases up to the top and slays Del Taco as Neo and Glitter Bay forced to disengage from the rest of that fight as all 5 members from that Tasted Purple show up.
I mean, it's not bad for that Taste of Purple, but you don't really get to take anything afterward, that's the part that always feels bad to me when you know that you're kind of in that losing situation. It's like all your lanes aren't in a good position, and
they're still getting pushed in by 3 members of Hungover Gragas. Now that FM's here, they can at least chase him out, but yeah, it's also hard. They have so much of their available gold concentrated on their jungler. If you look, he's the highest gold total on their team, with Rise just a little bit behind, but
Rise is it's a little bit late, but he's about to come online. He needs less than 50 stacks on that Archangel's.
Oh, the flash forward from Commander into the cage, not able to follow up. He doesn't have Unstoppable Force anyway, so this doesn't look like the fight that they wanted. Del Taco and Sperm Sauce trying to chase down the cut-off members of that Tasted Purple. Going to land the cage, but not be able to follow up. And now there's only 3 members here from Hungover Gragas, but a lot of respect being shown by that Tasted Purple.
Yeah, there would have been a dead member or 2 if the Chain of Corruption actually landed. I believe it just missed just to the right. I don't even remember who it was thrown at this point, but it missed.
Nessa, on the off chance that you're not trolling, Glitters Nami was on the bench for this game. I know that you're probably trolling though, so.
I don't know. There's no kappas in the chat. No HDs.
Anyway, 13 kills to 5. Pretty big lead now. 8,000 gold, looks like, if my math is at all accurate for Hungover Gragas.
It's 8.1.
8.1, okay.
Come on, man.
They need a way now to break open the base. This pick might be a way to do that, as Del Taco finds Shy Guy, forces the flash away, but Sperm Sauce is sitting on the other side. A lot of members joining in. There's a teleport that's going to be cancelled. FM's going to jump in anyway. I'm not sure about this communication here, as FM gets chunked immediately. Ezreal God picks up the kill with a Q. All 5 members of Hungover Gragas just rolling through the red side jungle here. Or the blue side. I'm colorblind. Neo jumps in, going to be able to pick off Tacit Noctua with the boomerang. Nicathian, surprised, not able to pick up anything in return. So, 3 kills cleanly. So I think you either pick the fight and have the teleport finish, or you don't pick the fight and you cancel the teleport. And they went halfway in between.
Absolutely. Malphite did have Unstoppable Force available. I don't know how strong Malphite as a champion is in general right now. Our resident Malphite player Nessa in the chat probably can tell us, as he's been playing him a bunch in solo queue. But if Nessa's playing it up there with the supposedly decent players, then it's probably a decent pick right now.
But still, you channel in, you get the Unstoppable Force on 3, you have a chance to turn that, but they chose to cancel and then also jump in, and the communication didn't seem to be there from that Tasted Purple. And so that'll be another Ocean Dragon. So
Home Guards is worn off on the Vigar. He is at 840 AP right now, at 28-minute mark. I don't remember what my scaling normally is like on him, but that's where he sits right now. He has a lot of AP, and most champions for that Taste of Purple have one magic resist item, really.
yeah, and even on the Warwick, the Fed member, it's not even one total. Word's being swept out here. Looks like a pretty clean setup right now for Hungover Gragas. I don't know. Will we even see the contest? There's two pink wards in the pit. Vision everywhere. They're going to see FM. Immediately throw him into the cage. They're going to go ahead and turn Gnar Ultimate onto 2. And Spermsauce will go ahead and just delete Commander before they can get in. Split focus is Ezreal going to die to the Baron in the background. FM picks up 1. Duckster turns a kill on the other side, going to fly in with the Rise Ultimate, trying to close the gap. And they actually trade 3 for 1.
Yeah, not bad at all. Malphite didn't use his ultimate, kind of got popped, but the Kog'Maw was untouched and just kind of got to bark a bunch in the back and throw tennis balls or whatever he does.
Duckster around the side. Oh, almost gets Spermsauce going to go ahead and flash in. Picks up the kill. Now Duckster and Del Taco on the 1v1.
Del Taco.
Go ahead and take the Blast Cone out to safety. Tacit Noctua, that's not the side that you want to stand on of Baron, but it's going to work out in this case. As FM slays the Baron. And they found an avenue back in the game.
Yeah. I mean, you got your carries untouched and extremely split focus there from Hungover Gragas. And the dead member was the previously 0-3 Malphite. So, not worth.
They'll pick up their first tower of the game off the back of it. If they can push mid in a little bit too, that should be relatively free. It looks not particularly healthy. Yeah, about 1,000 health on it. Give me just 1 second, sorry.
I am pressing all my buttons wrong and accidentally took away the scoreboard.
Sorry about that. It's O if you need it back.
Yeah, I got it back.
So yeah, Rod of Ages finished on Morgana. That's certainly an item. They're going to go ahead and catch F and throw the Tidal Wave out. Just to trade it. Oh, no, they're going to go hard on it. A lot of stuff blown onto the Black Shielded Vigar, but they're going to go ahead and pick it up anyway. It looked like Hungover Gragas was a little bit split. They thought that they had maybe just a 2-2 engagement there, but it certainly was not. And I did appreciate the Infinite Duress and the Unstoppable Force being used onto a Black Shielded target, but it works out. So they pick up the kill on Sauce, and now, I don't know, Duckster without his ultimate is bot lane. I'm a little worried as an analyst about the strength of their 4 members here, but it looks like they're going to go ahead and get the tower anyway. How low is this tower? Hello, game? Thank you. About 1,000 left on it. Neo and Duckster are going to go ahead and have a fight. Looks like Duckster's getting the better of the trade early. The Gnar ultimate forced out. But now he's out of minions. I've been pretty impressed with Duckster's Rise. He's done a really nice job just standing in and dispatching the damage so far. I'm going to go ahead and take that 3rd tower as well. Infinite Duress going to land immediately onto Glitter Bay. She does get the Black Shield to try to run away, but gets caught on the end of it as Effin picks up another kill. Duckster's here on the side as he comes in with the Rise ultimate. Going to pick up 1 as well. Del Taco now trying to fling his way through 5 as he impales someone, but it'll be a double kill for Duckster. And that's 3 kills right back for that Taste of Purple.
Once again, minion waves aren't exactly in a prime position, so there won't be the absolute worst of losses for Hungover Gragas, but they are continuing to just kind of hand gold over and allow that Taste of Purple to climb back into this. We've got just a 3,000 gold lead now.
Yeah, and Commander's up in the top lane. He has his teleport available. Actually, a reasonable setup for the split push now. They're sitting up a 1-3-1 with Malphite and Ryze as their split pushers, which is kind of interesting. The Baron buff falls off, unfortunately, so this tower looks like it'll be the extent of what they're able to push with it.
Dragon spawning in 10 seconds, but it is a Cloud Drake at 33 minutes. Doesn't feel particularly good. Feels a little bit better on PvE right now, as we do get in combat move speed as well. But that's not live right now. That's not what we're playing on.
But yeah, look at the gold totals now. We were just talking about the 7,000 or 8,000 gold lead for Hungover Gragas. It's down to 2. That's not bad. Cloud Dragon, at least. Take that off the table. They'll get the Elder Dragon spawn on the next one. Ephraim's on the hunt as they see Del Taco split by himself in mid lane. Ooh, they might have wanted to actually pull the trigger there.
Absolutely.
I don't know that they were aware of just how split Hungover Gragas is right now.
Yeah, we have the advantage of God Vision.
I thought that they had seen either Israel or Glitter in bot lane, but looks like no.
I keep looking for some blonde guy every time you say Ezreal.
He needs to play Arclight, then he's at least blonde, I guess.
Speaking of which, our skin's on sale right now. Just random thing I noticed today because I bought Shadow Evelyn.
Paid by Steve. All right. Or
I
Riot
wish.
or anybody.
I wish I was paid by Steve.
Chill out for Riot. How do you feel about this this continuation of this Varus build?
I mean, we got what now? Recurve bow? What would he be going with? It looks like Blade of the Rune King. So I guess he's. I don't know exactly where he's at. 1.9 for attack speed right now, and then whatever with lethal tempo active. So he'll be able to get close to the cap or break the cap slightly. So I don't know. I really am unsure about the build now.
Do you see the advantage of that build against this team, or is it just slightly incorrect? What would you replace the Blade of the Rune King with?
I mean, if there was any item that I'd be building, it would have been the Bork, not the Crit. You've got a Malphite who you need to kite. You've got a Warwick you need to kite. Ryze is really fast, but you need to kite. Bork
Dexter's found Del Taco here on the end. Oh, it's going to flash away the bubble, and he's got a speed train. It's the REO Speedwagon there.
Yeah. At least Bork gives the ability to sort of self-peel or help make a catch, which, I mean, Varus can also do with his ults. But you've also have the Cutlass as an added sticking power.
So I know we mentioned the idea behind Crit Varus then was the extra Q damage. Mm-hmm. Do you lose a lot of that then when you're going Blade of the Rune King?
Yeah, you're definitely missing out on some because the Bork only gives you 40 AD and 25% attack speed. Since they literally flop the numbers around at some point. It used to be like 25 and then 40%.
Anyway, QSS is finished on Kog'Maw now, so hopefully not a target. Well, I guess still could be a target for the Impale. They're going to go ahead and jump on Sperm Sauce. That's a really nice pick. Neo's collapsing from the side. Dexter's trying to pick him off. Del Taco's flanking from the opposite side. Goes ahead and suppresses Kog'Maw. He forgets he has a QSS, but I guess doesn't need to use it as he's just going to go ahead and auto-attack. And they pick off 3, the triple kill for Taz and Noctua.
Baron being the next call, of course. TTP has played these past few fights much better. They've been able to play in more of like a front-to-back. Dexter and Noctua have just kind of been able to spit out damage, quite literally, for Kog'Maw.
They have a huge minion wave top. I hope that they... Yeah, it looks like the call's to go up there.
If you're not touching the carries, and especially like the sustained damage hyper carries, then they're going to do their job.
Yeah, that... Viger is definitely the one that they need to key on, and they keep finding him to start the fights, and it's been really nice to see from that Taste of Purple. They seem to understand their win condition this game.
Yeah, absolutely. He keeps the Viger, excuse me, keeps mispositioning. With all of the catching tools from the front line that tasted purple, it's relatively easy unless the Morgana is right on the Vigar to block some of that.
That's still disgusting. They halved the damage to ranged minions from magic sources, and Vigar's still one-shotting them, so...
He's got 1,047 AP right now.
290 bonus, so...
Yeah.
Definitely a threat when he's not immediately suppressed in teamfights.
Absolutely, and that's since I always like talking about the cooldowns, he has that down to it. It's only a 3.78. I guess he doesn't have CDR and just build outside the Ludens.
Well, there's the Morellonomicon. I would love to see him pick up a QSS as detrimental to the damage as it is, but you get enough scaling on it, you really just need to stay safe, and all he's doing is getting suppressed. If he picks up that QSS, he doesn't have to rely on the Morgana shield. They're free to split that or to use it later on in the fight then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because right now what you need to do is just have Morgana stand on top of Vigar, Black Shield him before the Infinite Duress lands so that he doesn't get chunked out. Or just, not position there in the first place, I guess, but...
That one's probably a little hard to fix in-game if you don't realize that it's your position that's kind of allowing these picks.
So, Elder Dragon's up in 20. That looks like the point of emphasis for both teams. I don't like that it's the point of emphasis for both teams, as one of these teams has Baron buff and should just be pushing right now. But yet, here we are. Good vision being set up so far by Hungover Gragas in the pit. I don't know, Duckster getting revenge for earlier, going to go ahead and take the 1v1 and kill off Sperm Sauce. Meanwhile, Impale on the Commander, dragging the Malphite into his team. Going to go ahead and get the Unstoppable Force on one, but it does get taken down. Ezreal actually putting out quite a bit of damage as long as he can stand still. But kill picked up by Nami on the back end of that, but Duckster is pushed down in the inhibitor turret in mid lane.
So there should be either a free Elder and a free Inhibitor, depending on...
So there's the Inhibitor. Duckster can take this. Yeah, this is not a super close fight, especially since he's not on a shrine. Duckster gonna go ahead and just disrespect the Skarner there and dunk him. 7 kills now on the rise. I think he's trying to attack the ward and just missing and hitting the Elder Dragon. Feel a little bit bad there, but...
There is no magic resist outside of Mercs on that Skarner, so he got absolutely popped. Or at least as much as a 3,500 health tank can get popped.
So with the Inhibitor down in mid, that's going to give a lot of nice pushing power. They're going to at least have to sit Vigar, if not 2, in that mid lane now. And that should open up the Elder eventually.
Malphite is not joining this fight.
So FM jumps in a little bit too far there. They were going after the pick on Glitter Bay, but Warwick chases just a little bit too far. Sorry about that. Was trying to not sound like I'm congested, which didn't work. Shy Guy's now going to get picked off on the cage, and this looks like it should be a clean Elder. Neo jumps over, going to go ahead and get the wallop down onto Tacit Noctua, chase him down, and he will pick up the solo kill. A lot of interesting things happening all over the place. Is Duckster now going to get trapped as well? And the shutdown for Ezreal God X. As Hungover Gragas reasserts their authority and takes back the gold lead. And the Elder Dragon, for that matter. So there's the other side of the knife. Just one little overextension from FM is going to cost his team a couple of kills and the Baron. Or not the Baron, the Elder Dragon, excuse me. Will we see the stacking Barons and Elder Dragons go into effect this game? I guess we've already seen 2 Barons.
Yeah, I didn't even realize we're 43 minutes into this one. There were a bunch of cooldowns that weren't used in that fight. I think on that Taste of Purple, they still had the Stone Plate on the Warwick. Even you bought the QSS on the Kagma, you kind of need to use it. It would have helped him maybe kite all the slows and such that Nar had.
I believe he did pop it after getting walloped, but did
he used Cleanse.
Oh, he used Cleanse. Okay, he's got two of those guys. Glitter gonna go ahead and recall right in front of the team. Ephraim jumps in. They're gonna try to catch Neo. He's gonna go ahead and infinite duress onto Ezreal God. Neo is going to be the focus though, as he's chased into the bush. Looks like they'll clean that one up pretty nicely, and Ezreal's going to get chased down as well as Ephraim picks up that kill. I keep calling him Ezreal when I should just call him Varus. I know you've mentioned that, sorry.
Anyway, Elder now not on 2 members. Commander did not have to use his ult as he was kind of walking into that fight a little bit later. But so we still have the Unstoppable Force available if they see another chance for a pick. And Black Shield is now down.
Dark Binding lands on FM, but no one anywhere near. Del Taco's going to try to pick a fight on one side of this. Baby Kitch not really being used. Primordial Burst not able to chunk out FM, and the Unstoppable Force goes and lands on 2 members. Double kill for Duckster, and the 3rd kill picked up. That one will go on to FM though, and that looks like it'll be the game. I don't want to call it, I guess, so soon, but there's the top inhibitor, and they'll continue to push in toward the Nexus. One pick turned into 2, turned into 3. Nexus turret number 2 under fire. Duckster's gonna just be on zoning duty up on the top side as the Nexus starts to go down. Rest of his team focusing on that. I don't have a health bar, but it's gonna go down, and that'll be game 1 going over to that Tasted Purple. It only took 45 minutes and 10 seconds and 4 or 5 different lead changes, but they managed to close out game 1. So we'll go ahead and pop up some stats here. I'm pretty sure they'll turn it around relatively quickly. But there's your after game stats. Would you like to dispatch the MVP of that game, Mr. Wing Nation?
Ooh, that'll be a tough one with as much that went on and how long that one drug out. I'm probably going to have to give it to Duckster. Multiple times, especially the later into the game, he was able to output the damage and make individual catches onto the Vygar and eliminate kind of the big threat or the early threat that Hungover Gragas had established. As well as he just kind of... So I was completely wrong, and he was able to scale to a point that he wasn't getting one-shots. I don't know if I've ever actually played that matchup myself. Not many Rise players in Gold and under